Hello and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, the channel dedicated to helping you navigate life's journey with a blend of practical wisdom and financial insight. If you're over 40, you've likely seen your share of ups and downs, successes and setbacks. This channel is designed to provide you with the tools and perspectives you need to not only survive but thrive, creating a life of both meaning and abundance. Today, we're going to delve into a timeless principle that can profoundly impact your mindset and emotional well-being, drawing inspiration from Buddhist teachings. If you find this content valuable, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more empowering insights. The story begins with a king who sought a simple yet profound inscription for his sword. He desired a constant reminder, a mantra to keep him grounded amidst the inevitable fluctuations of life. This king recognized a common human tendency, a mind easily swayed by the tides of victory and defeat. He noticed that his thoughts become consumed with winning. When he suffered setbacks, he struggled with sadness. He entrusted the task of writing the inscription to his wise mentor, someone who understood the deeper currents of existence. The mentor, after contemplation, chose 4 powerful words: "This too shall pass." These words may seem simple, but they hold a wealth of wisdom. If these topics are of value, consider liking or subscribing to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. The principle of "this too shall pass" is applicable across the range of experiences we encounter in life. As we journey through life, we encounter a constant stream of worldly conditions. The Buddha referred to these conditions as the 8 worldly conditions, or lokadhamma, a framework for understanding the transient nature of our experiences. These conditions, or lokadhamma, are not inherently good or bad, they are simply the reality of existence. Understanding these conditions is the foundation for a more balanced and peaceful life. What are these 8 worldly conditions? Gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disgrace, and pleasure and pain. These are the universal experiences that shape our lives. They are ever-present, constantly shifting, and often unpredictable. These concepts can be hard to remember. To help reinforce the ideas, it may be wise to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. We all navigate these worldly conditions, experiencing the highs and lows of gain and loss, the validation of praise and the sting of blame, the fleeting spotlight of fame and the humbling experience of disgrace, and the spectrum of pleasure and pain. It's not the experience of these conditions themselves that causes us suffering, but rather our attachment to them. When we experience success, our minds become fixated, clinging to the feeling of accomplishment and forgetting that this victory, like all things, is impermanent. Conversely, when we face setbacks, our minds become consumed by negativity, believing that the suffering will last forever. But the reality is that all things, both good and bad, come to an end. Nothing in this world is permanent. Again, I encourage you to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. So, how can we navigate this world without becoming trapped by our attachment to winning and losing? The Buddha provides a path, by understanding the true nature of these conditions. The core principle is impermanence. Every experience, every emotion, every situation is subject to change. Remember, this too shall pass. When you reach your lowest point, when you're facing challenges and difficulties, remind yourself that this pain, this suffering, will eventually subside. And when you experience the joy of victory, when you're celebrated and praised, remember that this too is temporary. This awareness is not about diminishing the positive experiences, but rather about cultivating a sense of balance and perspective. I recently read a quote that resonates deeply with this principle: when you win, you are not as good as you think you are, and when you lose, you are not as bad as you think you are. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, allowing our egos to inflate with success or deflate with failure. Winning can bring accolades, admiration, and a sense of superiority. However, it's crucial to remember that you are still human, with flaws and imperfections. And success is often a result of various factors, including luck and the contributions of others. Like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. Similarly, when you face defeat, it's easy to become self-critical and fall into despair. Remember that you are not defined by your failures. You have the capacity to learn, grow, and improve. The pain and suffering you experience will not last forever. This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy your victories or strive for success. By all means, savor the moments of joy and accomplishment. But do so with awareness, understanding that they are fleeting. Learn from your mistakes, use them as opportunities for growth, and maintain a sense of hope and resilience. By understanding that everything is subject to change, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment, regardless of external circumstances. Ultimately, the goal is to avoid extremes, to remain grounded and balanced amidst the ever-changing landscape of life. Imagine you're having a difficult day, and you scroll through social media, only to see images of people celebrating, seemingly living their best lives. How does that make you feel? Often, it can lead to increased stress and a sense of inadequacy. One of the biggest obstacles to happiness is comparing our lives to others. Jealousy and envy can easily creep in, creating a sense of dissatisfaction and discontent. To counteract this, the Buddha introduced a practice called mudita, which means appreciative joy. Remember, when you compare yourself to others and allow jealousy and envy to take root, it hinders your own progress and success. Instead of dwelling on what you lack, focus on celebrating the achievements and happiness of those around you. Wish them well, and genuinely feel joy for their success. When you see successful individuals, instead of feeling resentful, look up to them and wish them even greater happiness. Embrace the concept of appreciative joy. Even when you're facing challenges, focus on the positive aspects of others' lives, wishing them continued success and happiness. If you see someone enjoying a wonderful day, think to yourself, may they be even happier and more prosperous. This mindset leaves no room for envy, unhappiness, or negativity to take hold. The more you cultivate this positive outlook, the more you can find joy and contentment in your own life, even during difficult times. Remember to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. Practicing mudita, or appreciative joy, helps us cultivate inner peace and happiness, regardless of our external circumstances. Ultimately, what all living beings seek is happiness. When asked if you want to be happy, the answer is always yes. We are all on an endless quest for happiness, constantly seeking it, chasing it, and yet, often failing to find it. Why do we struggle to find happiness? Buddha teaches that we often seek happiness from external sources where it simply doesn't exist. We look to material possessions, external validation, and fleeting pleasures for fulfillment. These external sources can provide temporary pleasure, but not lasting happiness. Pleasure is fleeting and provides instant gratification, while happiness is enduring and brings a deep sense of contentment. Buddha says that you can find happiness in your life. How to do that? Buddha says if with an impure mind one speaks or acts, the suffering will follow him. And if with a pure mind, one speaks or acts, the happiness will follow him. When our minds are pure, we can discover genuine happiness. So, how can we cultivate purity of mind to unlock lasting happiness? Buddha shares there are many things that you can do to make your mind pure. Accept the reality of life. First, accepting the reality of life will give you happiness. It's full of ups and downs, good days and bad days, beautiful memories and painful ones. Life isn't a constant state of ease. Understanding this allows you to face situations with greater equanimity. It's not just bad experiences that frustrate us, but our reaction to them. When faced with difficult situations, you have a choice: focus on the pain and become miserable, or focus on the lesson, learn from it, and grow. Accept that life is transient and that you cannot control everything, including the reactions and opinions of others. Recognizing this allows you to navigate life's challenges with greater grace. As a quick reminder to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel, the choice is up to you, but the benefits are numerous. Be generous. Generosity, or dana, is a core practice in Buddhism. Buddha teaches that we should give without expectations, dedicating ourselves to others without seeking anything in return. We live in a world where people hold on to things, gather more possessions. It will give you pleasure, but it is temporary. What we have to do, Buddha says, be generous, help others, dedicate a part of your life on behalf of others. When you do that, when you become more generous, when you see that person overcoming his hunger and making his life better, you can be happy by seeing that. Right after that, you feel happy about yourself. Nothing can give you that happiness by dressing a nice dress. You cannot gain that happiness. Forgiving. Forgiving is also one of the most important things that we can do to create happiness in our life. We have to forgive ourselves also. We have to forgive others too. Because when you forgive, you make your heart free. So, when you forgive, it's not for that person, it is for you. And also, we have to forgive ourselves. There are so many mistakes that we all have done in the past. If you hold on to past, you make this present moment miserable that will not give you the happiness. The last time, I remind you to like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. These are just a few of the ways to create happiness in your life. And also, there is one happiness that is called the ultimate happiness in this world. Buddha teaches us that is called nibbana or nirvana, the enlightenment. The highest level of happiness that we all can reach. So, when you practice these practices, when you engage yourself in a wholesome state that will create you the happiness in the life. So practice these things and make your life a happier one. Thanks for watching Wisdom and Wealth. Please like or subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel.